Good morning, everyone. It's 9:30. We'll call the April 5th meeting of the Mill Creek Township Board of Supervisors to order. Would you please rise for the pledge to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have an agenda modification. Mr. Shaw, would you go over that, please?
Yes, before we get started with the items that are listed on the agenda, there's one item to be added in accordance with Section 712E of the Right to Know Law. Under 712E, upon a majority vote of the individuals present and voting during the conduct of a meeting, an agency may add a matter of agency business to the agenda. The reasons for the changes to the agenda shall be announced at the meeting before any vote is conducted. To make those changes, the agency must subsequently take official action on the matter added to the agenda. The agency shall post the amended agenda on the agency's publicly accessible internet website if available, and at the agency's principal office location no later than the first business day following the meeting at which the agenda was changed. In this case, the added agenda item consists of a proposal from San Martino, Stout, and Lopresti to perform appraisals for properties within the Presque Isle Gateway District. This is a matter that arose after the agenda was posted and needs to be addressed in order to get the appraisal process started. Based on the above, I would recommend that this item be added to the agenda under item number 6 at the end of the bids and quotes section.
Does that need action from the board, Mark?
Yes, we'll need a motion and then a vote for it to be added.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to add this item to the agenda.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Buck?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay. Item 3, public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications. Any public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications? Yes. Would you please state your name and address for the record and then sign the...
Marlene Moscow, 3825 Lakefront Drive. Thank you for allowing me to speak this morning. I represent the neighbors on Lakefront Drive. I spoke to the zoning hearing board last week to voice our objections to the proposed zoning changes of the Martha Nagel Trust. As I stated, we are a community of single-family dwellings, and the proposed change for potential commercial and multifamily use would add tremendous amount of traffic to our privately maintained road. However, most importantly, it would endanger all of our young children and grandchildren. I ask you to please affirm the decision of your zoning officer, Matthew Puz, and deny this request. Thank you.
I'm confused.
Yeah, that was an action by the zoning hearing board.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Right.
Dan, so this is not on our agenda. This was,
Oh, so I thought a citizen could come and speak.
yes, you can, maybe Matt wants to kind of clarify for Mrs. Moscow what our role is
Sure.
in this.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. You were correct. It was an action by the zoning hearing board at last week's meeting. They did apply for a permit, which the township denied. Matt Puz denied the permit because it didn't meet the ordinance. They appealed to the zoning hearing board, and they were granted that appeal, the Nagel Trust. So unfortunately, in that case, the role of the zoning hearing board is to make a decision. They overrode the township's decision, so at this point, the supervisors do not have the ability to go against that.
No, that's okay.
You know, the township did its role and rejected the decision. They appealed it, and in this case, the zoning hearing board makes the decision between the township and the applicant.
Thank you for letting me speak.
Oh,
Appreciate
you're
it.
welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ms. Moscow, I was also very confused when I first came on.
I'm a city person.
I know, there's the zoning hearing board and then there's the planning commission. And apparently the zoning hearing board, they make a decision and we cannot override it. But with the planning commission, right, they make it, and we actually vote on those.
The planning commission is a recommending body.
That's a recommending body.
The supervisors have the final say, yes,
And
but
okay, but zoning, so planning is recommending, zoning is,
they're quasi judicial. They make
Quasi,
an
okay.
opinion and, yeah.
Okay.
So is there another opportunity to speak before them or not? Or is it-
No, the matter settled. There is the ability through the courts to appeal
Yeah, I
their
understand that.
decision, but
Okay.
that would be the only recourse at this point.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
thank you.
welcome. Okay, we'll move on to approval of the minutes from the March 22nd regular meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So move?
I'll second Dan.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to approval of the bills. Any comments or questions from the board about the bills? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to bids and quotations, the first item is the 2022 Flood Detention Basin Mowing Award. Rob?
Thank you. Good morning. The yearly FDB mowing quotes were solicited. 3 contractors were contacted, and 1 bid was received. Manzi Services provided a quote of $21,595. These funds will be taken from the maintenance and repairs line of the streets expense budget, leaving a balance of $108,379.08. Planning and Development and Public Works recommend awarding the FDB mowing contract to Manzi Services for the quoted price of $21,595.
Thank you, Rob. Any comments or questions from the board?
Rob, do you know what this quote compares to last year's?
It is up. This year, we do have an additional pond that is being cut, so it is escalated a little bit, but it's still in line with previous quotes.
Okay.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the 2022 Flood Detention Basin Mowing Award?
And is there a second?
I'll second Dan.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the HVAC service contract renewal for the Public Works Building Maintenance Department. Rob?
The Building Maintenance Department is seeking approval to renew the Johnson Controls HVAC service agreement. This is a 3-year proposal with pricing as follows. The first year would be $19,339. The second year being $20,887, and the third year being $22,558. Johnson Controls is a CoStarz vendor under contract number 008145. These funds will come from the maintenance and repairs line of the building maintenance expense budget, leaving a balance of $72,649. It is my recommendation to enter into this agreement with Johnson Controls.
Thank you, Rob. Any comments from the board? Is there a motion for approval?
Motion to approve the HVAC service contract renewal?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the generators for Public Works and Traffic and Building Maintenance Departments. Rob?
The Traffic and Building Maintenance Departments are seeking approval to purchase 6 Honda generators. 3 quotes were received, with Forest Park Honda being the low bidder on both models. 3 of these generators would be model EU 2200 ITAN, and these are to replace generators that we currently own that are at the end of their useful life. The price on these 3 generators would total $3,267. The other 3 generators would be model EU 3000 IS1AN to allow the township to operate the lights, garage doors, and fuel pumps during power outages. The price for these 3 generators would be $6,867. The funds for these generators would come from the paint buggy and scissor lift lines of both the traffic and building maintenance capital budgets. This will leave a balance on both of these line items of $6,933. It is my recommendation to purchase these generators from Forest Park Honda for the total price of $10,134.
Thank you, Rob. I think that's a great price for generators,
Yes.
especially those Honda generators. Any comments or questions from the board on this purchase?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I just want to say that I did hear from quite a few of the people that work in Public Works that there are multiple uses for those generators too, especially when we are, obviously the electricity goes out. So
Right.
we can still, in those emergency situations, we can still get trucks out
Right.
because the garage won't be closed. So thanks for looking into that. I'd like to make a motion to approve Forest Park Honda purchase of the generators.
I'll second that.
All right. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is a paint buggy line driver. Rob?
Thank you. The traffic and building maintenance departments are seeking approval to purchase a line driver for our walk-behind paint buggy. This is a ride-on attachment to allow for painting longer lines in areas that we're not able to get the large paint truck that is used on the roadways. A quote was received from Sherwin-Williams for the price of $6,050 under CoStar's contract 008-100. The funds for this will come from the paint buggy scissor lift lines of both the traffic and building maintenance capital budgets. This will leave a balance on both of these budget lines of $3,932.75. It is my recommendation to purchase this line driver from Sherwin-Williams for the CoStar's price of $6,050.
Thank you, Rob. Any comments from the board? Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second, Dan.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the 2022 mowing and snow removal agreement, planning and development, code enforcement. Matt?
Yes, thank you. Good morning. This is a renewal of a contract that we've held for this last several years with Zeller Property Services. This is to provide assistance to our code enforcement department when they have violations of either the grass cutting or snow removal ordinances. This would be in response to a property owner that refuses to take care of their property in regards to grass or snow. The contract price, the prices for each contracted service is the same as last year. There is a not-to-exceed price of $6,000 total for the entire year. It is important to note that if this is utilized, if we use Zellers to go to a parcel and cut the grass or remove the snow, that is billed to the property owner as part of their violation, and then if they do not pay, a lien is placed on their property. So the cost is recouped by the township eventually. So I would recommend that the supervisors approve this contract with Zeller Property Services.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation, Matt. Any comments or questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, I think being new, do I have permission to speak?
Of course.
Okay. Being new here, I wondered if maybe we could do this in-house, and I just want to let everyone know, I thought maybe we could save money by, doing it in-house, and it was explained to me that we are able to recoup the costs, and we do actually get that money back if we do it this way. And we don't have the liability of our equipment being broken if something happens. So we did our due diligence trying to save money, but this is the best way to handle this. So thank you very much, Mr. Waldinger, for explaining how that all works to me. Thanks.
Okay.
And I'll make a motion to approve the Zeller contract.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All right. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is Arbuckle Road, West 32nd Street paving, PennDOT Paving Award, Planning and Development, Engineering. Matt?
Thank you. Yes, Arbuckle Road and West 32nd are both what are classified as local federal aid routes. Those are routes that are owned and maintained by the township, but are available, but for which federal highway funds are available for maintenance. The township, through the Metropolitan Planning Organization, applied for federal aid route funds for Arbuckle Road and West 32nd Street, and we were awarded $409,884.13 to pave those two roads, $250,000 for Arbuckle and $159,884.13 for West 32nd Street. PennDOT does manage this program, and so bids were solicited through PennDOT and received last week. The bids were received as follows: Joseph McCormick Construction Company, $417,303.75. Glenn O. Hawbaker, $510,333. And Lindy Paving, $539,708. So the low bidder was Joseph McCormick Construction Company at $417,303.75. Planning and Development recommends that the contract be awarded through PennDOT's ECMS system to Joseph McCormick Construction for their bid amount of $417,303.75. As I mentioned, $409,884.13 will be funded by federal aid funds, and any remaining costs will be paid by the township. I would also like to ask the board to authorize Township Engineer Ann Sokol to access PennDOT's ECMS system to approve the bid on behalf of the township. The anticipated project start date would be in the middle of July.
I would also add to Matt's request to put myself on that authorization as well, because I often get asked to review and approve things on these types of contracts.
There will be a reimbursement agreement in the future that the solicitor will have to approve.
Okay, great. All right, were there any comments or questions from the board? Okay, is there a motion to approve this action as described by Mr. Waldinger and Mr. Shaw?
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next item up, safety T-shirt supplemental order. Mark?
Yeah, so ordinarily we order a big bulk order of T-shirts, sweatshirts every other year, and this would be our non-ordering year. However, we're running short on several sizes, and so what we're asking to do is asking the board's permission to purchase a variety of sizes, and with a total being 110 shirts for a total of $637.50. That would be through Creative Imprints. Then next year we'll do the large order. These get charged to the general expense for each of the departments based on usage.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, any questions from the board? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the shirts?
I will second that.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is a communications subscription for the Mill Creek Police Department. Mrs. Clear?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Yes, so the approval Chief Hyde is asking for is the purchase of 25 Intrepid Activate and Intrepid Locate subscriptions through Intrepid Networks. This is a one-year subscription for the price of $2,425. The program will be used for staff and for SWAT team recall notifications. Sergeant Hardner actually was able to show me how this worked in real time. Our SWAT team was called out a few weeks ago. We had a free subscription to this most recently that they were able to use it as a trial, and they were able to know where each person was in real time and coordinate with each other, where they were located, where they were going, and it documents everything and creates a report for them when they're done, so they can go back, debrief, and see where they, what they did, what they could have done differently, but it keeps a log of that. And again, it's all in real time. It's better than the walkie-talkie, I suppose, because it documents everything as you go. But it'll be very useful, especially in those dangerous situations.
Okay.
So I make a motion to approve the Intrepid Activate subscription.
Is there a second?
I just had a question about the, okay, so it says a one-year subscription for $2,425.
There are 25 subscriptions.
Okay,
So 25 of the officers will be able to, it's an app like, on your phone. So when you have the subscription, then you can, you go in and that's where you're putting in your information or, talking into it. So each
Okay.
subscription is about $100, I think $99.
okay, so it's a one-year deal,
Yes,
one-year deal.
yes.
I will second.
Okay, Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, Mark?
Sure. Next is a quote from San Martino, Stout, and Lopresti in the amount of $17,000 to conduct an appraisal of certain properties along the north side of West 8th Street. This relates to the 8th Street Gateway process and trying to get a sense of some of the value of these properties and for the township.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Any comments or questions from the board?
I'd like to make a motion to approve a consultant.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is ordinance 2022-3, ordinance of the Township of Mill Creek, amending Chapter 110, solid waste and recycling of the Mill Creek Township Code. Mark?
Yes, this ordinance 2022-3 is updating the existing waste ordinance to reflect both the new contract as well as some miscellaneous changes. For example, recyclable cartons were removed from the list of recyclable materials. It's my understanding that those cartons are no longer good to recycle or possible to recycle without creating a bunch of other problems for the recycler. We also clarified that one-pass vehicles, which are vehicles that collect both trash and recycling at the same time, were not acceptable in the township to be used. Also clarified provisions regarding leaf and brush material collection. We made a number of changes to provisions addressing how delinquent accounts will be handled by Waste Management and the township, and we do expect to be more aggressive in collecting accounts that fail to pay. So that's essentially a summary of the basic changes in the ordinance, and just looking to update that. It was published within the 7 days, or 7 days ago, so it's prepared for your vote.
Okay, thank you. Any comments from the board?
I'll do it later.
Oh, yeah. All right, is there a motion to approve ordinance 2022-3?
Yes, there is a motion to approve. I make a motion, sorry, to approve the changes to the solid waste contract.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right, Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay. Ordinance 2022-4, an ordinance of the Township of Mill Creek amending and restating the zoning ordinance and zoning map in its entirety. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, this is still in the new amended ordinances under review. This ordinance will come up for a vote by the supervisors. The hope is for April 19th of 2022. As you know, the Township Planning and Development Office has been working on amending and restating the zoning ordinance for some time. Currently, the draft has been submitted to the Planning Commission and Erie County Planning as required under the municipality's planning code. Under the code, those parties have 30 days prior to the supervisor hearing on the ordinance to review and comment on the ordinance. Here it's our intent to have no less than 45 days between the sending of the draft to both the commission and the county and the date of the hearing. As I indicated, the current target date for the supervisors to hold the hearing is April 19th of 2022, and then they would be in a position to take action on the proposed ordinance after that hearing at that meeting. The current version of the draft, along with the red line from a December 1 of 2021 version, is available on the township website. I would note that the Planning Commission will be having their hearing tonight on the zoning ordinance this evening at 5:30. And I do believe that the county has already completed their review of the proposed ordinance and had no comments.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Next item is Resolution 2022-R16, resolution pursuant to Resolution 2015-R20 and the Municipal Records Manual to approve proposed disposition of certain township records in this month. This will be MPD dash cam videos to be deleted between April 13th and April 19th of this year due to reaching the end of their required retention period. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
This is clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is Resolution 2022-R17, the Arbor Day Proclamation. Ms. Stutzman?
Good morning and thank you. National Arbor Day is April 29th, 2022. This year marks the 150th anniversary of the Tree Planters holiday, and we're excited to celebrate. Trees bring shade to our homes and beauty to our neighborhoods, along with numerous economic, social, and environmental benefits. Trees are also assets to a community when properly planted and maintained. They help to improve the visual appeal of a neighborhood, increase property values, reduce home cooling costs, remove air pollutants, and provide wildlife habitats, among many other benefits. The township is having a Arbor Day observance event through the Mill Creek Parks and Recreation's Nature Day at Asbury Barn, Sunday, April 24th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And at this time, we would request that the Mill Creek Township Supervisors read a proclamation announcing April 29th as Arbor Day. And the proclamation, I think you have in your packet. Supervisor signatures are required, and we hope to be able to use this to apply later in the year for Tree City USA status.
Okay, thank you,
Do
Jesse. You have that?
I can walk it up to you if you need it.
Yes, I have it right here. Do you want me to go ahead and read it? Okay. This is Resolution 2022-R17, the official proclamation. Whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of the business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Supervisors of the Township of Mill Creek, Erie County, PA, hereby proclaim April 29th, 2022 as Arbor Day in the Township of Mill Creek. And we urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, we urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. Dated this 5th day of April, 2022, Mill Creek Township Supervisors.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Okay,
Mr. Chairman?
yes.
Can we just say the date again of the Arbor Day celebration through Parks and Rec?
It will be Sunday, April 24th at the Asbury Barn.
Sunday, April 24th at Asbury Barn. What's the time? Because I'm
From-
going to be there.
1 to 3 p.m.
Ooh, 1 to 3. Everybody mark your calendars out there that are watching and listening. See you there.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution 2022-R17.
Thank you, Mrs. Clear. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is 2022-R18, resolution of the Township of Mill Creek, Erie County, Pennsylvania, supporting the Pennsylvania Commission for the United States Semi-Quincentennial. Who's handling this one?
Thought you were.
Okay. Oh, great. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, this resolution would be in support of Pennsylvania's Commission for celebrating the United States Semi-Quintennial, which is the 250th anniversary of the United States in 2026. And this resolution is just giving support to the efforts that Pennsylvania and their commission will take in order to celebrate this 250th anniversary of this great country we live in. So I'd like to make a motion to approve this resolution.
Thank you, Mrs. Clear. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the DEP 904 Performance Grant Funding Award. Mr. Bach or
I'll do this.
Judy?
Judy's going to
Great,
handle this.
thanks, Judy.
I know I'm short. You probably didn't see me, did you?
I saw you.
It's the hair. This is for the Pennsylvania DEP 904 Performance Grant Funding. Mill Creek Township was awarded $112,200.30 from our 2020 904 Recycling Performance Grant from the Pennsylvania DEP. This grant was submitted in 2021 and just awarded now. This was based on 3,330.8 tons of residential tons plus 3,676.5 commercial tons of recycling, for a total of 7,007.3 total tons recycled in Mill Creek Township for 2020. Or I believe it was for 2020. These grants are based on the weight of source-separated recyclable materials. That's newspaper, office paper, cardboard, aluminum cans, metal cans, glass bottles, and recyclable plastics from curbside, residential, apartments, condos, mobile home parks, businesses, and institutions. Mill Creek Township can expect to receive payment within 4 to 6 weeks.
Thanks, Judy.
Okay, I just want to thank all of our residents also for their recycling efforts. They're the ones that make this grant and this money coming back into Mill Creek Township possible.
Great. How are things trending, when it comes to recycling? Are we seeing a steady line, an increase, maybe a decrease, or what?
During the pandemic, there of course was more. Recycling was a bit higher because people were at home, buying stuff, more Amazon boxes, that type of thing. But I would have to say it's steady. We do attribute that it's not a decline to our continual education with Jessica Stutzman, our recycling coordinator, who is a big part of our education program.
Great, okay. And with glass remaining in our recycling, that will also...
Very exciting
help.
that with this contract, we can still get the weights of all the glass in our recycling, which is going to continue to help our performance grants in the future.
Great, okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Judy, maybe if you could just elaborate a little bit on where the money goes, back into. What would it be utilized specifically for?
The recycling program,
So the
education, yes, right back into any type of education. any programs that we're looking to expand on. That's really what it's for. It's for, the DEP is thanking you for your recycling efforts and helping to fund a continually successful program.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
So Judy, you are saying the more you recycle, the more money Mill Creek gets?
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing?
That is exactly what you're hearing.
So we make money when people recycle?
Yes, we do, gang.
Okay, I just want to make sure it was clear.
I get it.
That was a pun. No, thank you. It does pay to recycle. I mean, you are helping Mill Creek Township have more money for more programs and to offer better services, period.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is a registration application for Household Small Business Hazardous Waste Program, the Mill Fair Special Collection Event on May 21st.
And it'd be me again.
Judy?
Okay, this is a DEP HHW grant. This is for our special collection event that we hold every year. It is a grant that we apply for to help offset the cost. The Mill Creek Special Collection event will be held on Saturday, May 21st, 2022. The event must be pre-approved by the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection and is eligible for grant funding through the Household and Small Business Hazardous Waste Collection Program. Mill Creek Township will file a three-part application consisting of the application for registration, record of operations, and application for reimbursement. The grant will partially reimburse the township for the following expenses: employee staff time or employer costs, food and drink for the volunteers and contracted services, tire removal and recycling. In total, Mill Creek Township estimates that our application for reimbursement will be approximately $1,425 from the Pennsylvania DEP HHW grant. Supervisor and notary signatures are required on the grant on the application for registration. And also, due to recent changes in grant reporting procedures, educational expenses will be funded directly through a Pennsylvania DEP pass-through grant from the Erie County Sustainability Coordinator in the Erie County Department of Planning. So basically, this is a grant we apply for to help reimburse some of the incurred costs of our special collection event.
Okay, thank you, Judy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the grant for the waste program application?
Motion to approve the application, and a special thanks to Judy and Jessica for applying for this grant.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Mr. Block?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is a notification of exclusion from land development, 1313 Harper Drive. Matt?
Yes, thank you. The property owner at 1313 Harper Drive is constructing a 625-square-foot rear deck on the existing building. This structure is an addition under 5,000 square feet, so the project does qualify in our ordinance as an exclusion under land development requirements, but we are notifying the board that the Planning and Development Office did take this administrative action and approve this permit.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Okay, is there a motion to approve the exclusion from land development?
Mr. Chairman, actually, there's no action. It was just a notification. to the
Oh,
board.
okay, thank you, Matt. Next item is the Wolf Road Force Main Agreement with CSX Railroad. Matt?
Yes, in front of you is a facility encroachment agreement with the CSX Railroad. This is for the Wolf Road Force Main replacement. If you'll recall that this was a project that was budgeted and supposed to take place last year in 2021. It was not able to go forward because there was the inability to obtain an easement through some federally controlled airport property. So we had to go kind of back to the drawing board and look for a new place to get underneath the railroad tracks and then cross through a separate parcel. This is the agreement with one of the railroads, CSX, to give us a license to bore underneath their tracks. The license does come with the requirement for signature, the requirement for us to provide insurance, to cover any damages or any issues that may arise to the tracks by our work. There also is a fee required. There is a, oops, sorry, let me get to the right page. I'm sorry, I don't know that I have it here. Well, there's a $5,100 license fee that's required to be paid, and then I believe there's also a $1,900 inspection fee for a total of $7,000 to be paid for this license. So I would recommend that the board approve this license, approve the payment of the fees. Fees would be paid out of the Wolf Road Force Main Project budget line item.
Okay. Any comments or questions on this agreement? Is there a motion to approve the agreement as described by Mr. Waldinger?
Motion to approve the Wolf Road Force Main Agreement.
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to communications, treasurer communications, Mark?
Nothing further at this time.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a hiring request for the Streets Department from Mrs. Lyons. Request permission to hire Patrick Wagner as a streets maintenance laborer. Date of hire will be April 11th at a rate of $20.38 per hour. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the hiring of Patrick Wagner.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is a dispatcher for the police department, full-time. The request is to hire Zachary Crishone as a public safety dispatcher, effective April 11th, at a rate of $19.34 per hour. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve Zachary Kershone.
I'll second that.
Okay. Mr. Bach?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item will be for the recycling department. Hire for the Millfair Recycling Center. Norman Lorai as an equipment operator. Date of hire will be April 6th at a rate of $18 an hour. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve Norman Lorai.
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay. Next item, I believe we have four people for the Mill Creek Golf and Learning Center, seasonal maintenance employees. All averaging between 15 and 20 hours a week. They are Tim Ferguson, Eric Bombaugh, Lawrence Joe Sanders, and Rich Johannesmeyer, all at a rate of $17 an hour. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve these four part-time laborers.
A second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, we have one transfer to the Parks and Recreation Department from the Streets Department. That would be Joe Tallarico, effective April 11th. There's no change in the salary. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve Joe Tallarico's transfer to Parks and Rec.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. A request from Mrs. Lyons to fill a vacancy in the Streets Department created by Mr. Tallarico's transfer. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the fill the vacancy.
Okay.
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to training requests for Mill Creek Police. Mrs. Clear?
Yes, this is a request from Chief Height, a request to send 2 detectives to interview and interrogation techniques at the Mount Lebanon Department on April 27th and 28th. The total cost is approximately $650, which would come out of the training budget.
Okay. Is that a motion?
Sorry, motion to approve.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item for a training request is code enforcement, fire inspection, and zoning. Matt?
Yes, thank you. I'm seeking permission for 2 planning and development employees to attend educational conferences related to their job duties. The first is for Chief Code Enforcement Officer Krista Arnold to attend the National Fire Protection Association Conference in Boston, Massachusetts from June 5th through 9th, 2022, in her capacity as the township's Chief Fire Code Official. The second is for Zoning and Development Officer Matt Puz to attend the Association of State Floodplain Managers Virtual Conference from May 15th through 19th, 2022, in his capacity as the township's Certified Floodplain Manager. The National Fire Protection Association conference fee is $995 to be paid out of the Planning and Development training budget. Ms. Arnold will travel to Boston utilizing her own vehicle. Hotels, mileage, and per diem, estimated to be $1,941, will be paid from the Planning and Development travel expenses budget. The State Floodplain Manager Conference fee is $650, which would be paid out of the Planning and Development training budget. Both of these conferences offer valuable educational opportunities and provide continuing education credits necessary to maintain certifications, so I would recommend that the board approve both requests.
Thank you, Matt. Any questions or comments from the board on those 2 training requests?
Make a motion to approve the 2 training requests?
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We got to move back to, yeah, I got it.
What?
We're moving back. We skipped a request from the police department for an additional training request. Mrs. Claire?
Yes, there is a second request from Chief Height. They request that they send 3 detectives to physical surveillance course at the FOP National Trail Lodge in 84 PA. Didn't know that was a city. This is May 23rd through May 27th. The total cost is approximately $2,055.75, which would come out of the training budget, leaving a balance of $6,785.15 in his in the police training budget.
Okay. A motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
Yes.
And I vote yes. All right, I think that covers the training. Next item is the temporary closing of Wilkins Road. This will be on Saturday, June 4th. Lakeshore Fire Department is having their open house community day, celebrating their 75th anniversary of service to the community. They want to close Wilkins Road from Westlake Road to Middle Drive between 9 and 5 p.m. This allows them time to set up for activities and for breakdown from the event. Lakeshore will provide all necessary signage and traffic cones to clear the road or to close the roadway. So I'll make a motion that we approve this request from Lakeshore.
I will second that. Sounds like a fun event.
Okay, thank you. Is Mr. Bach?
Vote yes.
Mrs. Claire?
I also vote yes.
And I vote yes. Executive sessions were held on March 21st and the 31st to discuss various legal issues. Moving on to solicitor communications, Mr. Shaw?
Nothing further on my end.
Thank you. Okay, citizens to be heard. Anyone wish to address the board? Okay. Mrs. Claire, did you have something?
Yes, I did want to, I guess, address our residents here in Mill Creek. I think that I can speak on behalf of the board here, that we are very cognizant of the, how many residents are feeling about the contract with waste management. We wanted to make sure that we addressed the residents so that they understand a little bit of where we're coming from. First of all, we are very, very sensitive to the fact that this increase is going to affect every single resident. Quarterly, it is going up $27. That means every month, people have to budget an extra $9. And for those that are on a fixed income, we want you to know that we understand how difficult $9 a month can be. As expenses are going up for gas and for food, I can honestly say, 2 years ago, I would have never expected the economy to be in the way that it is right now. We wanted, I guess, the residents to understand that we did do our due diligence. We have a team of people here that have been working on this contract for almost a year now, trying to make sure that we are able to provide the same services that you have been offered previous to this. And I am happy, and I am so honored to say that we in Mill Creek are not cutting services to our Mill Creek residents. That comes at a cost. We are still going to be taking glass. We are still recycling. You still have a toter. And you still can put as much as you want at the end of your driveway. That cannot be said in the city of Erie. Fairview also had an increase. They are up to $90 a month right now. And that is something that we all are facing here in all municipalities. I did want to offer, though, especially for our elderly residents, our residents that are on a fixed income, that this new price may be out of what you can afford. But we do have an option here, and I want to thank Ms. Judy Zelina and Ms. Jessica Sutzman for working with Waste Management on this. So hold on, I'm going to show you. If you are looking to cut your costs for Waste Management, what you can do instead is you can actually purchase bags, and they are $7 a piece. You can fill this bag and put it out every 2 weeks, and you can save money for Waste Management, okay? You will not have to pay the $87 to Waste Management per quarter. It would be $7 every 2 weeks. Let me show you what the bag looks like. It's huge. So knowing my grandmother, God rest her soul, she would have taken a month to fill this up. So even if you did once a month, you can put your garbage in here, and for $7 every 2 weeks, you can actually save yourself money and put this out at the end of your driveway. I do have a quick question though for Ms. Zelina. Are you able to put recycling out with your bag?
Yes, recycling is still unlimited. You would still receive
So
a
you could
toter.
even put recycling out every week if you wanted.
Exactly. You can have it
So
every week.
you don't need to put this bag out with your recycling, or to get the recycling. Recycling is still going to stay every week. This you can put out every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks if you want. Okay?
That is correct. You will still have a 65-gallon recycle toter if you wish.
Yes.
But yes, you can put that out every single week.
Okay.
Recycling is unlimited.
Okay.
The only thing that will be limited is your trash must fit in that bag.
The trash just has to fit in the bag.
Correct.
Call me and I'll help you if you need to fill this bag. I'll smush it in there for you. We know this may not be the best, but I think that this would be a really great way to save money. You can come to the municipality office and you purchase 5 at a time, and they come in a bag. I have it all like this. Anyway, so you can get those bags and then use them for months and months, and that would help. Also, we want you to know that if you are a PACE, if you have a PACE card, which you can get one if you're over 65 and meet the income guidelines. If you have a PACE card, you can save 10% on your quarterly rate. You can also save 10% on your bags as well. So bring your PACE card in. We'll make a photocopy of that, keep it on record with Waste Management. So if you aren't sure if you qualify for PACE, you can call Ryan Bizarro's office. He is your local representative, and he would be able to help you through that process. So I guess on behalf of the supervisors, we do want everyone to know that we did contact various other waste haulers in order to try to see if we could get a different cost. We only had one bid. It was very unfortunate we had the one bid. We did send the bid back to see if we could get a lower price on that as well. So we did negotiate as well. I know that's been that we've had that question from others. We did negotiate to get this price. I also would like to thank Mark Shaw, our solicitor, who worked very diligently on the contract itself, and as well. So anyway, I guess I just wanted our residents to know that we hear you, and it does stink, and it's hard. This is a tough time for all of us, and I just wanted our residents to know that every time I'm getting one of those calls, I feel for you, and I am sorry. It's tough. So thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mrs. Clare. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right, meeting's adjourned at 10:26. Thank you, everybody.